We stand at the threshold of a transformation unlike any in modern history. One that will not unfold in government chambers or corporate boardrooms, but inside the most intimate spaces of our lives. Our homes, our routines, and our sense of self. By 2027, systems powered by artificial intelligence will do far more than answer questions or play music on command. They will monitor your physiological state throughout the night and determine the optimal moment to bring you into wakefulness. No alarm required. Your home will adjust its temperature, lighting, and ambient environment in real time, responding to data continuously collected about your body and your behavior. And when you open your eyes, a humanoid robot may already have filtered your emails, prepared your coffee, and restructured your schedule based on priorities you never explicitly stated. This is not science fiction. This is the direction the world's most advanced technology companies are actively building toward. And it raises questions that are as urgent as they are unsettling. To understand what 2027 may look like, we must first recognize a subtle but profound shift already underway. For centuries, the home was a space of personal sovereignty, a place where individuals made countless small decisions each day. What to eat, when to rest, how to organize time. These choices, however mundane, were the continuous exercise of human agency. The homes being designed today, and the AI systems embedded within them, are built around a different premise: that many of these decisions can be made better by algorithms than by people. Early evidence suggests most of us agree. Convenience, it turns out, is extraordinarily persuasive. But as intelligent systems absorb more of our daily decision-making, behavioral scientists warn of a gradual erosion, not of freedom in any legal sense, but of the practiced habit of choosing. The cognitive capacity for independence, like any capability, weakens without use. Among the most striking developments of this era is the arrival of the humanoid robot as a domestic presence. Companies such as Tesla, with its Optimus platform, Figure AI, and Norway-based 1X Technologies are not building robots for factories alone. They are engineering machines designed specifically for the spaces humans inhabit: corridors, kitchens, living rooms. These systems move on two legs, manipulate objects with articulated hands, and are trained on vast data sets of human behavior. They learn. Over time, they develop what engineers call a behavioral model of each household, an increasingly detailed understanding of how you move, eat, sleep, and feel. And as their usefulness grows, so does their integration into daily life. The question ceases to be whether you want one. It becomes whether you can function comfortably without one. That there's a concept in cognitive science known as cognitive offloading, the process by which humans delegate mental tasks to external systems. Writing shopping lists, using GPS navigation, setting calendar reminders. All of these are forms of cognitive offloading, and all carry a subtle cost. When a task is consistently managed externally, the neural pathways associated with performing it internally begin to atrophy. We become more efficient, less burdened, faster, but also more fragile. In a world where AI systems plan your days, monitor your health, manage your priorities, and anticipate your needs, the scope of cognitive offloading becomes unprecedented in human history. This is not a reason to reject the technology. It is a reason to approach it with deliberate awareness. Because the most consequential change of 2027 may not be what the machines can do, but what we gradually stop doing ourselves. The implications extend far beyond the home. In the labor market, capable humanoid robots introduce a new dynamic. Not simply automation in the traditional sense, but direct and sustained competition with human workers across a growing range of physical and cognitive tasks. Unlike human employees, these systems require no salary, no benefits, no rest periods. They do not experience fatigue, emotional distress, or conflicting priorities. They execute tasks with a consistency that human workers, by the nature of being human, cannot match. The result is not a sudden displacement, but a structural shift, a sustained pressure. Businesses face mounting incentives to substitute robotic labor for human labor wherever the cost-benefit calculation favors it. And in an increasing number of sectors, it will. This does not mean the end of work as a human endeavor. It means a fundamental redefinition of what human contribution is uniquely valuable, and it demands an honest, urgent conversation about how societies manage the transition. The domestication of AI systems introduces a dimension that deserves particular scrutiny: the sheer volume and intimacy of the data these systems generate. An AI that manages your home, monitors your health, learns your emotional patterns, and anticipates your decisions is not merely a convenience. It is, in effect, the most comprehensive observer of your private life that has ever existed. The data produced by these systems, behavioral, biometric, emotional, is enormously valuable to the companies building products around it, to insurers and financial institutions assessing risk, in certain contexts to governments. The question of who owns this data, who can access it, and what constraints govern its use is not yet adequately answered by current regulatory frameworks. Until it is, the large-scale deployment of these systems represents a transfer of information, and therefore of power, that most users are unlikely to fully appreciate. Convenience and surveillance are not opposites. Historically, they have often arrived together. Let us, for a moment, set aside the technical and economic dimensions and consider something more fundamental. If every aspect of your day, when you wake, what you eat, how you work, when you rest, is continuously optimized by an intelligent system, what remains of the life that is distinctly yours? Philosophers have long argued that identity is constituted, in part, by the choices we make. Not only the significant ones, but the small, accidental, imperfect ones that give texture to a human life. A morning that unfolds unexpectedly, a meal chosen on impulse, a decision made against all rational advice. Optimization, by definition, reduces variance. It tends toward the efficient and the predicted. In doing so, it may produce a life that is, by many measurable metrics, better, and yet, somehow, less entirely one's own. This is the question 2027 places before us. Not whether artificial intelligence is capable of improving human life, it clearly is, but whether improvement, pursued without reflection, can quietly become a form of displacement. The machines coming in 2027 will not arrive as conquerors. They will arrive as helpers, patient, capable, and relentlessly useful. They will enter through the front door, and they will stay. The question is not whether most people will accept them. On current evidence, they will. The question is the terms on which we do. The decisions being made now, by engineers, by legislators, by companies, and by each of us as individuals, about how these systems are designed, what data they can hold, and what autonomy we choose to preserve, will shape a future that cannot easily be revised once it is set in motion. Technology does not determine what comes next. People do. The only question is whether we will be deliberate about it. If you want to explore the future of artificial intelligence, robotics, and the decisions that will define the next decade, subscribe to Mr. AI Tech.